I would go for a both team to score option because Napoli are scoring goals, Barca are scoring goals.
That's the PSV Dortmund game. PSV playing at home.
Straight over 1.5 for the Panthers. For us not to get something meaningful out of this game, they have to be clinical and ruthless in front of goal because
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Champions League is back this week, and of course, you can't enter that particular realm of the spirit without consulting us, the Oracle, and the system boy amongst us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anakwame Lavi. I'm here with Francis, Benedict, and of course, Vincent is here. Champions League games happening on Tuesday and on Wednesday. We have a PSV Dortmund game, Inter Atletico game, Porto Arsenal, and of course, Napoli Barca game. Let me start with the Porto Arsenal game, and Francis want to do justice to that game. I know Arsenal is a game. It's a team. Yeah. What are you expecting Arsenal to do in this particular game? They are playing away to Porto.
Yeah, as much as I'm furious with Arteta and his team management, Arsenal are playing some fantastic stuff in 2020. They've been racking up goals and playing some crisp-free flowing champagne 5-star football in the English league. But as to how they replicate that in the continental tournament, like the UEFA Champions League is another thing. It's been some time now. They've taken some bow away from the Champions League. In the group stages, they had a cruise. They only had a blip against RC Lens in France, but they bounced back in grand style, and they basically walked past all their opponents in the group stages. Now is it Estadio do Dragão in Portugal? It's a tough place to play against FC Porto. Make no mistake about it. And Porto has these exciting players that they normally play with. And on any given day, when you don't play your A game, you are likely to lose in Portugal against Porto. Because they have these hardcore fans that always support them to the brim. And Porto themselves are not a club that are fond of losing European matches at home. So for Arsenal to go there to do something extraordinary, they have to punch above their weight to be able to get the results out there from Portugal. And if you ask me about how I see this Arsenal team playing, for Arsenal to get something meaningful out of this game, they have to be clinical and ruthless enough in front of goal. Because if they don't do that, Porto always have their moments. And when they have their moment, they have these players that will score. Adel Terami, the Iranian striker, he has goals in him. He pops up with goals. You have Evergreen Pepe at the back. He will marshal the people around him. And you have these South American and North American guys with them, few European guys dotted around. So they have a good team. Arsenal needs to be very cautious because last season in the Europa League, it was a Portuguese team in Sporting Lisbon that knocked Arsenal out of the Europa League. With Arsenal, would they continue to play without a normal number 9? Because they've been doing that of late and they are getting in the goals. But when they come up against a team that sit deep, they can frustrate you. And how do you come up with those goals? Your creative players need to bring their A game on board. That's why I call on Odegaard. But one player that really is playing some fantastic stuff for us now in 2020 is Leandro Trossard. The chap they signed from Brighton and Hove Albion. He's popping up with assists, creating fouls, scoring goals. He's the only player without a weaker foot among the attacking players. He's double-footed. He reminds me of Chelsea's Michael Ballack, one of the finest players to play through your club. So I think for us now, I'll remain positive. But if they lose by a slim margin against Porto, I will not be surprised. But for the bookmakers, go for an over 1.5 or a win-win.
Okay.
That game will not end in a draw.
Over 1.5 or a win-win.
A win-win means home or away.
Great. Napoli-Barcelona. Benedict.
The Napoli-Barcelona game, we know Barcelona going into this season they've been having an on and off when it comes to the Champions League and the league.
And the domestic league as well.
Yes. But going into this game, with Napoli also in the league, they are not having a good form. I don't know if Osimhen not being in the team is also affecting them. But with this game, I see Napoli hasn't beaten Barcelona back in Italy before. And in this game, I'm seeing Barca going there at least to take a point or to get a win by, let's say, a 1-0 or a 2-1 type of result. But this game, I see if I'm to pick an option for in my bet or in my ticket, I would go for a both team to score option because Napoli are scoring goals, Barca are scoring goals. Let's not forget, Barca are also conceding when it comes to La Liga, they would score and they would concede. So I'd go for both teams to score in this game or a 1.5.
Okay, so both teams to score in this game or over 1.5. Now, Vincent, you were rather interested in the Inter Atletico game.
Yeah, forget Arsenal Porto, forget Napoli Barcelona. This is the best game this weekend in the UCL. Well, Inter Milan last year were finalists and they won to Man City. In their last 13 games in the UCL, they've lost only one. That was the final. And in their last 13 games in the UCL, they've kept 8 clean sheets in these 13 matches. The last time Inter Milan faced the Spanish side was in 2010. That was when Mourinho and Sule Muntari and Samuel Eto'o won the treble. And that time, I think they scored against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona in the semi-final. So looking at, the record backing Inter Milan and their form this season, having 62 points at the league log at the Serie A, and the second team is having 54 points. Lautaro Martinez is having one of the best seasons so far in his career, scoring 20 goals and leading the top scorer shots in the Serie A. Also, Atletico, on the other hand, is not also having a bad season at all, especially in the UCL. Their last 6 games, they are unbeaten in the UCL, same as Inter Milan. So I think it's going to be, a dicey game with how Diego Simeone always line up, because with Simeone having Memphis Depay, Antoine Griezmann, Alvaro Morata, he has a lot of options coming up against Inter Milan.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be, a dicey game, as I said earlier, but the home factor and the records back in Inter Milan for their previous UCL knockout games, their previous overall Champions League games, and playing at the San Siro is going to be, a huge factor for the Nerazzurri. So I think it's going to be a double chance for Inter Milan. But this game, as I said, is a very dicey game. Wow, be mistaken. Wow, be a least mistake. So I don't expect, the defenders of both teams, the defensive midfielders of both teams to commit. Wow, be committing on, they will punish, because both teams have, good and sharp attackers. So I think, Inter Milan is slightly ahead of Atletico Madrid, but it's going to be one of the best games we're going to witness over the midweek. So I think it's either a double chance for Inter Milan. Also, we could see 1.5 goals in that game as well.
All right, double chance for Inter Milan or 1.5 in this game. There's one last game that none of us has touched on. That's the PSV Dortmund game. PSV playing at home.
Straight over 1.5 for the Panthers. That game will produce goals. Dortmund scores, PSV score. Both of them play attacking football. And in Holland, PSV knows that they can't go to the Signal Iduna Park in the reverse fixture without taking up any goals there, because Dortmund will always score in Dortmund. So they have to open up and play on the front foot. And Dortmund has proven that when you score, I'll score. So it's a straight over 1.5.
Right, straight over 1.5. But where to do the 1.5 at the end of the answer? You want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I think both teams are struggling a bit in the Champions League this season. But I see a double chance for PSV and also about 2.5 goals in that game.
Okay.
Goal, yeah.
All right, so that is your option. That's what you think is going to happen.
Yeah.
But the best platform to do all of this is MYBET.AFRICA.com. That's where you need to do all the nyama nyama on MYBET.AFRICA. That's where you go and do all the permutations and register. And of course, you can make money there as well. This is where we leave you so that you can go and do your betting things. And when we come back with another video where we go into the proper games happening this weekend. But until that, and click the bell. We're dropping video now. Have a good day.